What's going on, responsible day traders? Today is Sunday, May 15th, 2022. I'm Lindsay Duff, and this is Responsible Day Trading. I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I had a nice long weekend at the beach of doing absolutely nothing and relaxing and waking up in the morning before the sun comes up and watching it come up on the beach. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm exhausted. I think I needed the break, but at the same time, I could go to bed right now and I'd be fine. So I am gonna get through this really quick so that I can just go lay my head on that pillow and go nighty-night and be ready for Monday. What do we need to do to be ready for Monday? Okay, so the first thing that we usually like to do is, I'm gonna give you kind of a little bit of a rundown of what we're doing here. The first thing that we like to do is just kind of peek out the news. Now, do I trade news? Do I have an issue with trading news? No problem. You profit trader, you can trade through news. I think it's just important to have an idea of when news will be coming out, just so you know what certain spikes come from. Like, oh man, that just shot up really quick and it's pulling back, and you go, okay, well, you know what? It's 9:30. I remember that there was some news coming out around then. I tend to hold my positions through news unless it's FOMC, because that sucker can bite in the boo-boo sometimes. You really just never know what you're going to get with that. So for me, I found it's just better just to stay out. So the first thing that we're going to do, let's come back to that. First thing we're going to do is look at news, right? Then we start just kind of running down our charts from our largest chart to the smallest chart. And we're just really looking at what the last 5 days of data gave us to see what we're seeing on the daily chart. Then we move it down just a little bit to look at like the last couple of days of data. Then we move it down just a little bit to look at the last day of data, and then the last few hours of data, and then maybe like the last hour. And so we're just breaking it down little by little to think about what we can see in the immediate and what we see in the overall, because the overall is going to be more of what we're anticipating when we're looking for a bigger move. If we're looking for something in the immediate, it may not always be the bigger move, but we need to understand what's happening on the bigger charts that may slow that move down. And you just really need to know what to do whenever you see those signs of anything slowing down or what may be causing that, because that is just having that knowledge and knowing the why is everything. A lot of places won't teach you the why. They'll just say, this is what the indicator does. Just whenever it triggers, you need to do X, Y, Z. But you need to read through all of the charts. You need to have a full understanding of what's happening so you don't get caught up in those immediate moves, and you're really ready to make those bigger moves and see that those bigger targets take place, or to know when to get the heck out when it starts slowing down. It's really just a little bit of finesse of looking through all the charts. And one of the big things that we look at are reversal bars. And I was noticing something that I want to kind of talk with you guys about, and we'll look at it as we go through the charts, just learning a little bit about reversal bars. And reversal bars are one of the patterns that we use to indicate that we have a stall out, a slowdown. So we're going to talk about one particular pattern that I see on here and what to do when you see those kind of things, right? All right, so let's go ahead, start off first by checking out the news. First things first, we're going to head on over to responsibledaytrading.com. You can just go here to news, drop it down, and go to market news. Now, under market news here, you can see that we don't have anything on Monday, but Tuesday we do have some pre-market. A lot of people aren't even in at that time. I mean, I do see more and more people trading pre-market, so just having the idea or understanding that we may have some movement around 7:30, an hour before the market opens. Then we can see Powell speaks. That is at 1 o'clock Central Time, so much later in the day. A lot of people are done with their trading in the first hour and a half of the day. So some of this may affect you, some of it may not, but just having that knowledge and understanding is power, right? So Wednesday, we also have a little pre-market, and then we've got crude oil inventories at 9:30. So an hour before the market opens and an hour after. Just knowing that those things may stall out or move the market too, right? Thursday, also some pre-market at 7:30, so an hour before, and then half an hour after the market opens. And we may see a kind of quiet Friday because there's no big news on Friday. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what the market's doing. And I want to talk a little bit here. We're looking at the daily chart, okay? And over the last few days, we had the market push much further down. Now remember, if you remember from last week, we were looking at this BB right here saying, well, it's just hanging out here. If it decides to curl in, then we would start to see a slowdown, expecting it to move up. But that's not what happened at all, right? It pushed down and with some strength to the downside. It wasn't playing around. It pushed down with quite a bit of strength. One of the things I'm noticing that gives me a sign that we may see this push down just a little bit more, and I'm just going to go ahead and mark where we're already starting to see a support area for now. If we get down below it and pull away, it'll be a resistance. And I usually like to put it kind of where those Bollinger Bands are instead of where the BBs are, because the Bollinger Bands are the true targets. They really are telling us what's happening with these MACDs. I guess both of them are really, we love the BBs, we love the Bollinger Bands. I guess I just love the MACDs and all. But seeing this pull away is what we call a snapback. And what happens with the snapback is we expect these BBs to come back towards the Bollinger Bands. And we're gonna expect the price to come back towards the EMAs. And so some of the signals that we are seeing that it may come back, first off, we got the blue BB whenever this one started pushing up from Friday. But you can also see right here what I call a reversal bar pattern. Now, this reversal bar pattern told us that this was going to push back up. You've got this long tail and the close up towards the top of the bar, but truthfully, it's a 3-bar pattern. And this one isn't the best of the best examples. We can see a great one that happened right here, long bar, close up towards the top. This one was a good bar until the 3rd bar of the pattern came in, which the close is back down below this previous close. And that pretty much tells us that, oh, I don't know if that pattern's going to work out right now. I don't know if that's going to push it up to the upside. And so with this first close, we typically like to see it down below the second close. We like to see that second close up higher than the first one, right? So close down, next one closes up, but on the 3rd bar, we need it to move up. Right? So it's like this leg that sticks down. You've got this close to the downside, the long bar, which closes back up. So we have another pattern we talk about, which is hard close down, hard close up. It's kind of similar to that because we were pushing in this direction and this bar kind of put the brakes on everything, right? And that's the same thing that we saw here. This bar putting the brakes on everything and closing up towards the top, and the next bar closing up towards the top as well. This is a great pattern. Close all the way down. Next one closes above this previous close, and then the 3rd bar is moving in that direction. So the 3rd bar is always that extra confirmation. Whenever you're kind of new to these patterns, it's best to get in on the 3rd bar. But when you're really anticipating and understanding what you're looking for, that long flag in the close towards the top is something you can really use to anticipate a move back in the direction to the upside. Doesn't mean it's going to move forever in that way, but it does tell us that we had a pretty significant chance for this to give a nice push back up. So now it's pushed back up, right? And there's a couple of things that has my curiosity a little bit. Number one are these EMAs. They're not exactly really starting to spread wide to the downside like we'd like to see. It's almost got to feel like this right here, that if it pulls back, it's going to be very easy to break through. But I mean, if I'm being realistic, I mean, this is still showing some strength down. Like I said, there's no white BBs here yet. We may see this pull back in a little bit to greet these EMAs if they come down further. So, right now the push is back to the upside, but the direction is definitely down with the MACDs leading lower as we're getting down here and price leading lower as well. EMA is opening up to the downside. like I said, the immediate right now is up, but the overall is down. Something that I used to determine the overalls, we're below the EMAs, we're below the zero line, and there's no divergence. So the overall is still down. Okay, so that's a long-winded answer into what do we use as a flag reversal bar? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the 28,657. So this is the next step down, right? And this is just covering a couple of days. We can see those last few bars that we saw on the daily chart really put into a more almost usable idea, because the daily chart's so big that you would have to have giant risk to even trade that sucker. Now, what do we see here? So right now what we see is that the price came down and came back up, pretty much equal that previous pivot, and we had major retracement divergence happening here. It comes back up, it does a very quick pull down, and what's happened here is we're now at that top Bollinger Band. As we've reached the high right here, and we haven't crossed it yet. So we'd really want to see a cross of that top Bollinger Band to look like we're going to push further. I mean, right now we're sitting at an area that we've ran into a couple times and we haven't pushed through. For me, I'd want to see a breakthrough and a pull back, because we could be using this top Bollinger Band as a resistance to push these BBs down just a little bit more, and maybe pull us back into that 91 area where these EMAs are opening to the upside. So I know that I'm talking about longs here right now when I was just talking about the daily chart, saying that we are, looking for the move to the downside, but there are retracements that happen, and retracements that happen on the daily chart are very significant and give us lots of opportunities on our smaller charts. Okay. So let's go ahead and move down to the 10,946. The 10,946 right now is trying to tell us that we should be looking to break through here. We pulled down to these EMAs and bounced off of it on the 1597. We're kind of out in the middle of nowhere on the 10,946. We've got lots of space to run back to the EMAs, but the BBs are outside and look like they're still trying to work their way up a little bit. One of the things that I'm looking at here is how the BBs are starting to slow and roll just a little, but look how much this is already pulled back and the BBs have not here. So, would I be taking any kind of long trade here? Absolutely not, because I would need my risk back behind this area to feel any kind of comfortable long opportunity right now. And the only opportunity I have is to maybe have my risk right here. And that's in a really bad place. That's what I consider in the middle, because we don't have strength to the upside here. And our BBs are starting to get lighter, and I do see it pushing up as I'm saying that, because I do see the reason for it to move, but it seems as though it's got a little bit of work to do before it's really going to push back up there. So what it may tell us is give a little push up here and then pull back into the EMAs, or maybe back down towards this 18 area, and then back down to the 11 area, which is a little bit lower. So like I said, the immediate is up, right? So we pulled back in here. The immediate is up. The overall is still to the downside. So it's going to be a little bit of a fight going up if it's going to continue up. Hey, and can we fight? Yeah. I mean, we've seen it. We've seen rallies happen all the time. I mean, just look what happened on the 13th, on Friday the 13th. It did a great move to the upside, and it's been really working to get back up there. But you can see we've got some nice big pushes that happened to the downside, turned around, came back up, gave lots of opportunities to move up. But it's not really, what's the word I want to use, comforting. Thinking that it just is going to go straight to the upside. As I've said before, we're in a business that if the market goes down, we can take the opportunity to go down with it and be profitable with it. to me, that just kind of tells me, like, why would I even trade anything else? I mean, I love being able to read those immediate patterns and take those trades and be able to help other people learn and understand it as well. So I know I've talked a lot, but man, I'm exhausted. So I'm going to go get freshened up and get ready to put my head on the pillow and close these eyes of mine. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week. Remember, just take it easy, read what the bigger picture's telling you, and then just kind of refine it down. If you have questions about things like flag reversal bars, or we also use small exhaustion bars, hard close up, hard close down, and floors and ceilings and double bars. So we do have other patterns. It's not the only pattern we look for, but I do find that the flag reversal bars are probably my favorite reversal bar pattern to trade. So if you got questions about it, hit us up. We'd love to give you some information and see if it helps you in your trading as well. All right, guys, be kind to one another. And as always, you know that I look forward to catching you on the profitable side.